Everybody, and welcome to Raising Vibrations with myself, Simon. Today I'm going to be continuing with my Pluto series, and we're going to be discussing Pluto in the 11th house. Pardon me, Pluto in the 12th house. I do apologize. Pluto in the 12th house. And before I go ahead and jump into all the information regarding this placement, I do recommend and suggest that you watch the introduction video. In the top left hand corner over here or there will come up the link to go watch that introduction. As I said, I highly recommend you watch that. It gives you a lot of information about what Pluto symbolizes in the birth chart and what it means, and also how to understand it so that when you're looking at this placement you have a grounded perspective. Okay, fantastic. So this video applies to you if you have Pluto in the 12th house, if you have Pluto transiting your 12th house, or if you have Pluto in Pisces, which is not going to be the case in that sense. So we're looking at 2060, I believe, or 2040 or 50 in that area when Pluto moves into Pisces. Okay, so Pluto in the 12th house, what are we dealing with here? Unconscious emotional security attachments linked with returning back to the original form, basically, of source, okay? Your soul's desires is to literally let go and liberate itself from all physical attachments that exist on this plane. Literally. You're learning to navigate and understand yourself as a soul that has literally no desires other than to return back to the creation of source, to the source of all things. And so the biggest challenge with this experience is actually forming a lifestyle and forming a life in which there is a great need to have a philosophy or belief system that integrates transcendental values. In other words, to live and let go, to live freely, to live fluidly. And this purpose here is to be able to understand that from an evolutionary perspective, you've experienced an entire cycle of lives that culminates through understanding family, understanding this, understanding that, and you're learning to basically liberate yourself from all of those past lifetimes and basically merge back with the essence of it. Okay? And this can be a very challenging process, as I said. Learning to let go and go with the flow is a big part of this process. And the reason why is because the more you attach yourself to things that you think you need in your life, you will come to realization of dissatisfaction after a period of time. And the reason why that's the case is because the way that you learn to let go of all separating desires, in other words, all desires that link you with things outside of yourself or ideas of how to be, etc., you'll become to aware that those were past life situations. And this process will create this sense of disillusionment, and that disillusionment will create and set in motion a sense of deeper meaning about things. And as you go through these consistent cycles, you'll start to strengthen your connection to something that is more abstract and metaphysical than physical and in the now, which is really, really interesting, because as you become aware of that process, as you become aware of this need to let go and dissolve all definitions and attachments and such, you'll become very much aware that your journey is about having to follow a sense of inner guidance that leads you on directions that are so random, that are moving in this direction, that all of a sudden they're going in direction. And if you're fixated on a situation that's holding you down, and all of a sudden life puts you in, has to move you into this new direction, can you see the type of psychological trauma that you can go through where you're going like, oh my God, I've got to hold on to all these security patterns, I've got to hold on to all these things here. And source is going, yeah, that's not going to happen because you're actually supposed to go in that direction because you're going on soul work. And that's what's really, really about the story here, is the soul's desires are to learn to recognize and understand itself through its inner journey of a sense of abstract in that way, sense of everything and nothing, this inner void, this sense of just going with the flow in this very Piscean world and learning to contrast between what's real and what isn't real, what is my meaning and what isn't my meaning. All of these things encompass the story, and as you become closer and closer to the sense of letting go, you'll start to recognize that this journey within is about following these impulses that lead you in directions of being in the moment and basically showing up and being of soul service. And it's playing this kind of karma yoga process where you're facilitating karmic stories and you're going through things in which you have to surrender to situations. You have to let go. And every time you do this, again, you're becoming more closer and closer to the source of all things, which is basically that there's a higher self that existing within you. You have this plan that's already been pre-designed, and you're trying to align your egocentric structure with the sense of spiritual desires that are more in an abstract way. And you're learning to integrate this metaphysical approach into the physical. And you're doing this karma process of meditating, coming into your body, actioning that. Meditating, coming into your body, actioning that. And it's that process consistently that is what the Pluto 12th house is about. So there's these three dynamics that take place. On one hand, you're consistently feeling the sense of needing security, which keeps you into the past, and you hold on to these situations, but then consistently become disillusioned and feeling a sense of dissatisfaction that propels you into like, okay, I need to move forward in this life. So this new direction emerges for you. But as you go into this new direction, there's this abyss that sits in front of you, and you look at it and you go, oh my God, like there is, you tell me I just got to jump. I've just got to jump and hope to God that something works out the way that it does. And source or life is going, yeah, pretty much that's what you've got to do. And that freaks you out as well. And so you kind of sit in the situation of going like, oh my God, I can't go forward because that's scary. I can't go back because that's got nothing for me. And then I'm stuck in the middle going like, I don't know where to go. And sometimes the soul can actually experience quite a lot of lifetimes just stuck there going like, I'm not doing anything. Almost as if you're consistently spacing out. And that's a big thing with this placement, spacing out. Because the sense of wanting to experience something that's so abstract and so nothingness that you actually detach from reality to the point where you're not even in it, causing you to feel the sense of like not even here, not even present. And it can be a very dangerous placement to have Pluto in the 12th house. So I highly recommend that you do things in your life that objectify your reality so that you know that you're not spaced out in some other dimension, but you actually are in this one, holding space in this present reality. And the way that you do that is by the Virgo polarity of checking your reality, double checking your reality, writing stuff down, making sure that people are seeing the same thing as you in that sense. Okay? Fantastic. I really hope that provided you with some sense of security, I suppose, in that way. A great film to watch to understand the Pluto 12th house placement is a film called Gravity. That really captures this placement really, really well. Okay, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, please hit the like and subscribe button. And if you're interested in booking a reading with me, please come over to my website. My site is actually in the description below. And yeah, I look forward to speaking with you. Take care. Bye-bye.